I'm an undersized running back heading into my senior year. I know my size would serve as a disadvantage, but I wanted to make the most of what I had because my ultimate goal this season was to get a D1 scholarship no matter what it took, and I was ready to work my heart out to get that goal. That was my absolute dream. It's now time to head into my senior season. It was my first game of my senior year. I wasn't going to let my size hold me back though. I wanted to start off strong, so I was looking through all the pockets and I was trying to make my way down the field. And on just my fourth run of the game, I started off huge, and look at that. I got around that defender and I took this for a huge gain. I got 25 yards. I was super hyped after that huge gain, and I used my speed to my advantage. I knew that it would be my quick legs and speed that would get me a scholarship, so I needed to work as hard as I could. And look at that. I brought myself my first touchdown of my high school senior year. I was shaping up to be a dual threat on passing and running as I got my first catch of the game. Things weren't always good though, as some plays I just couldn't get around to these defenders as I wasn't strong enough. I knew I couldn't let that get to me, so on 4th and 3, we surprisingly went for it, and look at this. I caught the ball and got us the first down and some extra there as I was almost unstoppable. On the very next play as well, I was able to take this to the outside of the field and get my second touchdown of the game. The rest of the game, I continued to find the holes through the line, and I was able to use my speed to outrun these defenders and get some more huge gains. I was clearly unstoppable at this point in this game, as on the very next play, I was able to move through all of these defenders and take this in for a huge touchdown, 40 yards right there. It's safe to say we were dominating this game, and it was mostly thanks to me, as look at this, I was able to get another huge catch, and I took this in for yet another touchdown on the game for me. I was super happy with my performance in the first game, so I wanted to keep it up in the second game and continue to shine. No matter what, all my teammates had to do was give me the ball, because I could make a big play out of anything right here, as I took this ball for 16 yards. And once again, the very next play after that, what do you expect? I found the holes through the line, and I took this to the house, another huge touchdown to my name for 38 yards. I knew I was going to get drug tested after this game, because look at this insane performance by me. My speed was unmatched. No players could catch me as I took this in for my biggest touchdown yet. What a play right there. We were once again dominating this entire game, so I knew this team had a good shot at winning the state championship, but my focus was still becoming the #1 recruit and getting many scholarships, so that's exactly what I wanted to prove. And we came away with our second huge victory of the season so far. After that crazy performance by me, I got my first big scholarships from Purdue and Illinois. I wanted to show off my agility this game, as I started off with a crazy spin move that made that defender miss. With my smaller size, I knew it would be okay though if I just continued to play as hard as I could. Even after some tough plays though, I was still able to persevere and always work my hardest to get that first down, which I knew college scouts would like. But still, things didn't always go my way, as I got absolutely bodied right there. And on 3rd and 13, I tried my hardest, but I just couldn't reach the first down, so it was 4th and 8 and I got thrown in the air. I was honestly feeling like switching to wide receiver after this play, as I was able to always create some insane space and get crazy yards. However, I was humbled real quick, as I was not able to get the first down there. I'm honestly not sure what I was thinking on this play, as I literally ran backwards, but I lost 6 yards. And overall, as a team, we were not playing as well as we were in the past 2 games. I was getting pretty stressed out and way too cocky, as I just started doing random spin moves across the field, which didn't work out. And this was honestly one of my worst performances ever. Even when I was wide open for a catch, I somehow screwed it up. Thankfully, the other team's offense sucked, so we barely got the win, 7-3. I knew I would have to bring my A game this game after I came off that terrible performance, so I started off this game with a huge run. I brought this ball down the field 19 yards, but I still honestly kind of sucked. However, I was starting to redeem myself a little bit, as I was able to get some huge first downs for the team, and I finally had yet another huge play as I took this ball into the end zone to the house for 16 yards. And it's safe to say we absolutely dominated this game, as we were up 44-3. I was super happy to be back to our old ways of blowing out the other teams. However, I didn't start off this next game as well as the last one, so I decided to take this one step at a time, and I used my speed to get down to the field for 14 yards. And just like that, my plan was working, as I saw a huge opportunity ahead of me, as there was nothing but green grass. So I used my legs, I sprinted down the entire field, no one could catch me, and I took this in for a massive touchdown with 59 yards. I continued to be consistent, as I was able to get first down after first down and break multiple tackles. I was feeling back in my groove, and I was able to get some consistent yardage in this game. If I was handed the ball, I would make the most of it every single play, as I could turn nothing into something. And overall, I felt like I was in my A game. I was doing very well. I played very well this game, and I was just waiting for the scholarships to roll in. And just like that, I got my 3 biggest yet from Wisconsin, Michigan, and Wake Forest. The next game, I started off strong as well, as I got a huge catch for 14 yards. And the next play, I found open room on the outside of the field and took this in for my first touchdown of the game. Some plays though, it was clear that I was undersized, as I got bodied. But throughout this game, I thought me and my team were playing playing very well as I got another touchdown to my name. I loved showing how versatile I was as I was always able to get a huge catch and make the most of it as I broke tackles after tackles, and I just felt overall that my consistency was top notch and unbeatable pretty much. However, that consistency I had was short lived as I screwed up and didn't get the first down at all. However, that didn't even matter because we were absolutely dominating this entire game. We were going to remain undefeated and I finished out the game with a huge run for myself, and after that game I was now officially a 5-star recruit. Starting this next game, I proved that I was also a good kick returner as I got a huge gain for my team, 37 yards. My focus at this point though was winning the state championship, so I wanted to continue to dominate as a team. However, that wouldn't help if we played like this. Still, like any player, I had my flaws as I dropped that ball right there on a crucial third down conversion. Thankfully, my defense was stellar and I was able to find open room for me down the field as I got a huge gain almost to the end zone. However, all of that was for nothing as we couldn't get the first down on 3rd and 6. And on 4th and 17, we surprisingly went for it. I almost got the first down here, but I was 1 yard short. I was so upset. Thankfully though, our defense was carrying us and I was continuing to play my heart out as we were up by 2 possessions still. Steve Merca, my quarterback, continued to honestly suck as he kept getting sacked and kept turning over the ball to the other team. Thankfully though, I was still on my A game and I was able to find the open routes through the field and I got a huge gain, and it looked like we were going to be getting another huge victory as we were going to be getting a shutout over this team, and I ended this game on another touchdown. We remained undefeated. This next game was the last game of the regular season before the playoffs, so I wanted to finish strong and I was able to turn this play into something. I was starting to get very strong at this part of the season as I was throwing defenders off of me left and right. However, it was my fault that we didn't get the first down here as I completely missed my catch. Thankfully though, we were dominating once again like usual, so this wasn't a worry for us. I kept adding to my stat line as I got another touchdown and we came away with another huge victory for us. I was starting to work on my footwork as I was able to weave through these defenders, find the open space, and overall I was off to a great start in this game as I found some more open room on the field. I could have kept going, but I got caught by the shoelace. However, we were actually losing a game for like the first time this whole season, so I wanted to turn things around. But as a team, we just weren't playing as well as we normally would as we got another missed first down. I wanted to get something big here, so I had a huge kick return. Look at this. I found open room. I almost took this all the way. I was starting to bring us closer and closer to the end zone, which we desperately needed because we haven't scored this entire game. And finally here, I took one to the house as I tied up the game right here, 7-7. However, it was still 7-7 with less than 20 seconds left in this game, so I wanted to make something big. I didn't want to go to overtime. I got wide open and took this ball all the way down the field for 35 yards. That play made by me ultimately led us to get the victory as they kicked a field goal. This next game though, my teammates were playing much better as we got a touchdown to bring an early lead in this game. However, I was barely seeing the ball this game and we were down by 3 in the third quarter, so I got a first down there. And shortly after that, I ended up fighting hard for a second first down for me. I finally took one to the house as I found open room and right into the end zone. Finally, we were in the lead again. That set us up to be able to get the victory and I got yet another one to my name. Second touchdown for me. This next game in the playoffs was a breeze for us so far. I ended up pulling off another big play as I didn't fall there. I didn't get tackled. I found green grass. That would have been awesome if I could have gotten around him. I kept getting wide open. No defenders could cover me, so then I got another huge pass. That brought us the first down and even more. Took us into the red zone. And the very next play, I took this one right into the end zone to make this lead even bigger. That was overall a very easy victory. If we won this game, we would be going to the championship, so I wanted to start off strong as I started off with a huge run. My strength was unmatched at this part of the season as I was literally just pushing defenders off of me. I kept driving the ball down the field as far as I could and I took us into the red zone. The next play right after that, I was able to find my way into the end zone somehow. And overall, this game was a breeze for us as we were dominating once again. We were now heading to the Michigan State Championship. I was so hyped up as we were playing in the big house. This was by far the biggest stadium I've played in. We started off huge as my quarterback found me wide open as I took to the side of the field. But we really had to clutch up here as we were surprisingly going for it on 4th and 7 and I just barely got the first down. However, that wouldn't even matter as this first drive would result in only 3 points. Thankfully, we found ourselves right back where we were and I took advantage this time as I got on the board with a touchdown. That set us into our groove and we were starting to play very well from here on out. Thankfully, our defense was also so good. I then rushed in for my second touchdown of the game. I was killing it. And just like that, we had won the state championship. However, I still had a huge decision to make as I was the #1 recruit in the nation. I had over 40 plus D1 scholarships. Where will I go? Stay tuned for the next episode.